During this last trip, I also remember it was kind of like sometime after seeing that like snake, that rainbow flying dragon thingy. And like I remember I wasn't really, it was kind of like I remember seeing like space. I was like looking at space. Maybe I was looking down over the earth because there was something under it. Like I wasn't just floating out in space. It was like I was floating above I think the earth. And there was like, maybe not. Well, I think so. There's a lot of satellites and stuff. And then like there's just like shit, just like junk flying around everywhere. I thought that was interesting. And then I saw like a bunch of shadows. Like, so I'm looking down over the earth, like the earth just arcs, and I'm looking down kind of like straight at it. So like I can see like the horizon, if you can say it kind of looked like that. And then there was just the stars, and then kind of like space junk flying underneath. And then there were like people, like not people, shadows. There were lots of shadows, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because it was more like more than one vision layered on top of another. Because like in space, you can't really see shadows because like most of the background is totally pitch black. But it wasn't, for some reason. There was like fields, I guess, like or like there was some kind of coloration around us. And then like I just saw, as I was looking around paying attention, like I just saw a lot of people looking at me, like all these shadows looking at me. I'm like, they're looking at me, like why are they watching me? Again, it was a similar experience to my last mushroom trip, where I just felt like all these weird like twisty faces. But those were not shadows. These were shadows. They felt like people, like humans, or maybe spirits, or they felt like closer to human consciousness. I don't even know why I would say that, because like they didn't say anything to me, or they didn't even move or do anything, but they had the outline of a human silhouette. And so that's, I guess, the only way for me to really know. I was really looking at them like, why are they all looking at me? Why are they surrounding me? Why are they looking at me? And I just went like this, and I pushed them all away, and they all just zoomed out really fast and like just dissolved. And it was super weird. So there was that. Again, this is not a very large amount of mushrooms. This is a very small amount of mushrooms. And I was just seeing these things because my eyes were closed. And like, I'm a very creative person. Like, I'm an artist. And I have episodic memory, and I can also hear music when I am imagining. Like, I can hear, well, I also can like sing. I don't have absolute pitch, which means I can't like hear a C and then sing a C note, but I can pretty much copy any sound I hear. I'm like a parrot like that. Like I have a really high and low register as well. Well, I wouldn't say I have a low register, but I could probably do 3 octaves, maybe more, depending on how much prep I get to like make sure I warm up my voice. I can go a little bit lower if I like get prepared to do that. Sometimes, but anyway, that's not relevant. So I think, but it does kind of explain potentially why I get a lot of visuals at such low doses, because, well, for one thing, all drugs tend to affect me very strongly. It's one of the reasons why I don't really even try substances very much anymore. Like I wouldn't really be open to trying anything other than occasionally some plant medicine. And I would be using it that way. I probably wouldn't take stuff at a party or a show, just because I would definitely have a breakthrough on a very small amount. Like, it is not uncommon for me. In fact, I don't even think I can. Like, my first acid trip was a full-blown breakthrough, and I feel like I can't not. I feel like it's easier to break through for anything from this point forward. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's just like, it doesn't take much for me to like really get going. Like, once I get going, like, it's hard to stop. Like, I can just kind of see, again, like a lot of different, this one was very cosmic. So the penis envies, I felt like I was looking at a lot of different worlds, but I wasn't looking at it from that far away. Like I wasn't looking at it from above as much. I was more looking at it like a vertical or a horizontal slice, and like there are different there was like not even levels, but there was like fading one, like jungle after forest, after everglade, after swamp, like just different alien worlds. And those terms are very earth-centric terms. So like when I'm describing these ecosystems, like they don't really look like the ones here. And it just kept going, and like I felt like I was just trying to keep up. Like I couldn't even, again, this is probably why it's so hard to remember. It's like you're just trying to keep up with it, and like trying to, like, you want to, like, it's, again, your brain is doing so many things at the same time, because while you're going through world after world after world, you're thinking of these like crazy ass philosophy things. Like you're like, this is, you know, like, this is the, you're thinking like, this is what your soul can do when it's outside the body, and this is like astral, or like you're trying to make sense out of it. Or you might even be talking about like, this is like like this is your ego, and like this is how often you're getting in trouble with your ego, like this is what is blocking you from having a good relationship with somebody. Like just, it's pointing out things over and over again really fast. So you have these things that you're seeing, but you also have things going on like an intellectual level at the same time, and it's so much to remember, and it's so fast, and it's a lot. And so the penis envies, they were much more earthy in a way, like earthy. They were very terrestrial, actually. Again, the bad word. They're very land-based. Like I was looking at lands that weren't familiar, whereas this Albino Blue Vuitton, it was like, no, we're gonna like zoom around and like from the outside's perspective, like very much, very kind of adventurous and wandering. Like it wanders more from a detached point of view, and really likes to look at a lot of things, whereas penis envy is like trying to really shake you and trying to really get you to see more of like an inner landscape, I would say. Well, these do it too. They're not so different from each other, but there has been a bit of a difference. And honestly, I'm not entirely sure if this is just me in a different setting, like doing it on a different day, different levels of vitamin C, different levels of B12. Like these things might actually affect your nerves and affect your brain in ways where the change in the setting isn't so much the place you're doing it. This change in your setting is like your body, which is super fascinating. I would love to hear more about other people's experiences with this, if that resonates. There's totally a difference between the strains, don't get me wrong. Like I can feel the difference. Like going up on the Albino Blue Vuitton is very gentle in comparison. I would say it's got 1/5 or a fourth or a third. Like it's a small fraction of the pressure and intensity that you feel with the PEs. I like them both, but I do think the Blue Vuitton's a little more fun. It depends on what you're into, right? Like they're a different type of roller coaster. I would say the Blue Vuitton actually might be more well-rounded. If they were roller coasters, the penis envy has a lot of loops in it, which normally I would like a roller coaster with a lot of loops. But when you're going through psychological loops and corkscrews and twists and incline rolls and dive backs and bunny hills, actually not even those, mostly inversions, it's a little more, it's scary to do psychological gymnastics. Whereas the Bino, that felt more like a Giga coaster or a hyper coaster, or just like those, like a wooden roller coaster. Like it felt like it was faster, moving a lot faster, moving like more of a thrill, kind of like more of a weirdly, I almost want to like invert the feelings and give like the PEs more of that drop in your stomach sensation, but that's not really how I deal with roller coasters. Like I love going through loops and inversions on roller coasters. I've never had an issue with that. And I've always been more afraid of the drops. But like the Albino Blue Vuitton, it had like more speed and more hills and more drops. But I don't really feel there was like a lot of it was a lot clearer. There wasn't as much going back to the same, dwelling on the same. Like there's a little bit of that in the very beginning actually of this last one, but not as much going back over stuff. And I'm just wondering, maybe is that not even the strain, a difference in strains? Maybe it's just my psychology getting ironed out more, like flattened more. And like, not even flat, because, well, flat would be flat, like a train wreck, and that's not really at all what it is, but less cyclical. It got less cyclical, like I'm going back over, I'm not, what is it? Like I'm not maybe obsessing over things, or like dwelling on things at least. I don't know about obsessing, but definitely not feeling caught up in certain stuff. And the ABV, that was really more playful and exploratory. It was less interested in giving me a psychological butt whooping, and more interested in play. Like just that rainbow snake thing is so playful. Just like, what is it? Is it real? I wish it was real. It's not real. It doesn't make sense. Like I'm trying to give you a description of this creature but my words almost imply that it fits into what you might expect from Earth biology, you know, like you would expect this like flying creature just fly normally. I don't really know if it was like that, more like like it was like this, but it was also perhaps less limited to, you know what it was? It was multi-dimensional. I was going to say it's not a shapeshifter, so it's not changing its form. It has the same form in every dimension, so it's like a dimension hopper or something like that, something like this. Not actually, just like in my mind's eye, or like in, like just from an artistic kind of point of view. Like I don't know what I believe anymore, but I'm certainly not claiming anything. Like I'm not saying that it's definitely an alien or a spaceship and like it's real. It can't be. I don't think, from my understanding of the universe and physics, I don't know if it can be real. Just like from the way it was moving, it was just flying like in and out of, like not even through like portals. It was almost like the world was folding as it was fly around. Like the world would fold over. Like it was like falling, and the world would bend and twist instead of the creature. I don't know if that makes sense. And I only got a little glimpse of it, so hopefully I get more memories from that very visual, imaginative part of the trip, because those are always the hardest parts of the trip to remember. And like, those are the ones I think people might have their own stories that I'd like to compare and see if you've ever seen anything like this before. Please be honest. Please don't make up anything, because I am genuinely interested in studying. I guess there's nothing you can do about it, but I am interested in genuinely understanding some of these archetypes or what is going on, because like they, you know, some of these images are very scary. Like the penis envy carnivorous faces is like, a lot of them have just like pointy teeth, and like one just had a mouth that was opening and opening and opening and opening forever. It could have been, its mouth probably could have eaten the whole world. Like it just kept opening and opening. And then like some of them, they just have faces and they just go and they just spin around, and like, you know, they go and they like smile and they like look, and they like, when you move, they like look at you, and like they're looking at you. So it was really interesting. I feel like I didn't see nearly as many creatures on the Albino Blue Vuitton. I saw numerous different species on the penis envy mushrooms. And again, I don't know what that is. It could be a dosage level, because I'm going to be honest with you. I've been freaked out about taking a high dose of mushrooms in general. Like the last few experiences were a lot. The last few high doses were a lot. Like I was really scared during the trip. And so I'm working my way up to taking another big dose. It'll be in a few days. I don't even know like when it'll actually be, but I might even wait actually, because there's so many events coming up in the next 2 weeks. June is crazy. June is bonkers right now. Like, what is going on? So I might have to wait on that. But that's fine, because honestly that just means it's gonna kick in stronger after taking a longer break. That's how all psychedelics work. If you take them too quickly back to back, you'll waste your trip, because it won't be as strong. Your body it has, what are they called? Is it MAOs? Monoamine oxidase. There's something that your body can do where it's like it detects DMT, psilocybin, or lysergic acid, and it will just be like, oh, this is for whatever reason like a neurotransmitter or something, and I just want to turn them off. So I don't know if it's the liver or some other gland. I don't know if it's something, I don't remember if it's part of the endocrine system or if it's in the brain or if it's in the liver, but your body will like release compounds that will just neutralize like lots of different things. But psychedelics are pretty fragile, and they won't easily make it through that process. It almost reminds me a little bit of like an antibody response, but it's not like that. It's not really painful or inflammatory in that sense, as far as I'm aware. It just will diminish your returns a little bit. So if you're doing it, I mean, I think in any circumstance, but especially if it's like for therapy or you don't have a lot of money, you want to make sure you get like a clear trip every single time you do your sessions. Then you probably want to wait a few days in between. So that's what I'm trying. I just remind myself, like, sometimes I think, should I take a little today, just like a microdose? No, wait a little bit, because you'll get more out of it. Anyway, that was my only addition. Hopefully I remember more from the last one. But I will say the next ones coming up are going to be more. There's going to be more, and hopefully I can remember them more, because like, again, it's a lot. Like, you're just like, there's so much flying through your mind, your imagination, and it's really hard to pin it down. It's just like a lot of it doesn't make sense. So it's hard to, it's like a dream that doesn't stop, and like it's like a bunch of dreams string together, and they don't really stop until it's ready to stop. So yeah. Anyway, thank you.